Hello and welcome to a special episode of Adapted, episode 90, where Chad, myself, aka call sign Big Rigger, will be hosting while Tristan is away on a fabulous vacation. I'm here joined with my two compatriots in crime, Chad and Jason. How's everybody doing today?
I'm
Good,
doing
man.
awesome now that I know I can officially call you Big Rig around here.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were doing
I
call
had to come-
signs to start
I thought
this
I'd give
show.
away my call sign. After I got stalked by the dude in Twitch, I figured I might as well just let everybody know what the handle is. Big Rigger 2009. So off to another exciting episode of Adapted today. 90, just 10 away from 100, dude. That's mind-boggling. On my ride into work today, or for this last week, I've been listening to some podcasts, trying to compare and contrast. Listen to a lot of Smodcasts with Kevin Smith and all that. To kind of get a feel for what 100 episodes is for us. I mean, this is kind of a milestone for us.
It's huge. How do we like fare compared to those big guys?
100 weeks worth of fucking stuff, dude. That's 2 years straight.
I know it's hard to when I was like thinking about and fathoming about it. I've been listening to some of our podcasts and other podcasts on my way to work because news around the world is so dreary, and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and all that. I've been listening to some comic book podcasts. I've been listening to some old podcasts of ours to see kind of where we are to where we've been. Dude, it's been a wild ride with you guys, my man. It's hard to believe. There's been the best of times. There's been the worst of times.
The worst of times would be the Batman vs Superman review.
Yeah, anything
I'm pretty sure.
DC or Marvel related, it doesn't bring out the best in us.
No,
Shows our ugly side.
yeah, it's terrible.
So I was just like literally just trying to wrap my head around like almost a century of shows with us, dude. It's pretty crazy.
It is wild. This is your second time hosting now, so
Yeah. I mean, dude, you went to New York. Now you're out in Texas.
yeah, it actually is crazy. Yeah, this like started in New York, now it's like out of Texas, and shit is a lot of things can change in a couple years, but like this podcast somehow is like stood the test of time. It just continues to go every single week. We like don't miss a week. The only time we missed a week was for Game of the Year stuff. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's like we're like the rocks as the water beats against us, dude. We just will not give in to it.
Because like when we started this, there was no such thing as Fear the Walking Dead. Like that wasn't even like anybody's
We
concept.
didn't even think about it. We
Yeah,
were just like, it wasn't even an option back in the day.
Yeah, and then now here we are. We're already the second season. That's
Yeah, I mean, like now we've got Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow and all these still, unfortunately, we still have Arrow, but we won't hold that against us. Flash was just in its infancy when we got started, and now we're coming up on season 3, which is kind of awesome. And I said I was going to start out with or have a spoiler on the show, and I think that's where my spoiler is going to go, because in our worst of times, it's involved Tristan and us 3 against him. Mr. Marvel with us defending the DC universe. So, and in some of the podcasts I was listening to, it was, dude, has DC really learned their lesson? What have they really truly taken away from Suicide Squad, Batman versus Superman? And are they going to incorporate it into something that the critics as well as the fans will... And let's just put it out there, that's something that Tristan will enjoy, where we don't have to be browbeaten like that we're so intellectually inferior to it. And as I was thinking about it, I kind of really looked at this, and the Justice League, it's like, why are the studios not talking with like their TV counterparts? Like we have a Flash that's established, a character we love, right? And we're going to recast a new Flash, So it's like, check that as something that I don't think the DC universe has really learned, We have these great characters that are already established, but like we're going to recast them off in a separate vision,
Yeah, it's really weird. Like this, especially like the Gotham stuff and the Flash stuff has become more prevalent. I think they had a good chance when they did that Justice League movie to just like go back and be like, all right, you know what, this first fucking Batman vs Superman movie didn't work. Let's like pump the brakes, maybe incorporate some of this TV stuff into our universe and like tie it all together. And I think when Marvel did that with Shield, everyone got really excited right away. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, dude, Marvel's on
Right.
TV!" And then they had the Captain America thing, and I think that helped to like bridge the gap, especially all the Netflix stuff now. Like, I can't wait till Daredevil makes his way to some Avengers movie or something at some point, whether or not it actually happens, because they continuously say that won't.
Yeah,
But
you know, and that's just like another direction to go into, is like the whole Netflix realm, where you've got Jessica Jones, soon to be Luke Cage, Daredevil, soon to have Iron Fist, right? They've already announced that there's a Defenders series that's going to come out.
Yep.
So they've all pre-thought of all this before they've rolled out the individual series, right? So it's like now it seems like DC is going off in this whole other scope where we're going to focus on team-based movies, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and all that. But, you know, we're not thinking about the build-up to those movies, like I've said before, an Aquaman movie, you know, all that stuff. And it's...
How do you think they could remedy that? Like, are they too far gone? Do you think they should, like, partner with, like, a Showtime or an HBO and do some, like, more cutting-edge shows that actually do tie in?
Actually, you
away
know what?
from networks?
To be brutally honest, I don't think that they really do. I think you have Supergirl heading over to CW, right? We're obviously going to have the Supergirl Flash crossover musical, right? Kevin Smith is heading over there in September to direct Flash in Canada. And then right away in October, he's directing the Supergirl episode, right?
Yep.
So it's like, dude, bring those characters that you have in the CW universe and somehow bring them into the films. You know what I'm saying?
It would be nice to have some of that shit that we're watching for 5 hours a week actually tie into the other things that we're saying. It's like kind of crazy.
You'd think it would be nice, and I was like, as you're talking about this, Swenor, you're kind of like, and we talked about the Shield stuff, dude. It's kind of nice as long as it doesn't go overboard, because the second you put, like, you know, the characters from the TV shows into these big budget movies, it really kind of ruins it when you go back to it, and you're like, wow, the production value
just
just
Flash from the series into the DC movie universe. Dude, that's somebody that we all like. They have a legion of followers that are dedicated to that show. It's one of the best shows that's on the CW week after week. Dude, when they brought the Flash over to Supergirl, dude, it was the crutch that helped the ratings for them. It's like, I guess that's
what they could have done. And they did this with Power Rangers back in the day, Jason. You're going to remember this.
I was actually, before you said that, I was thinking about Power Rangers and the production value and how I agree that Power Rangers, the movie, was amazing. But the TV show, it came back and it was like, oh, this is shit.
But do you remember what they did, though, is they went and did this TV, or they went to the movie. Once they got done with the movie and they went back to the TV show, they took the costumes that they used from the movie, and that was their new outfits on the second season of the TV show. They could have done something like that with the Flash, because he does have a different look in the movie. But then again, they want to do these origin stories, so it's really hard to, like, do origin movie stories when you have these origin TV shows, and they're the origin for the 5,000th time is different.
The other thing that I was thinking too is, like, I think it's two different audiences. You have the main, like, I don't know if the mainstream audience that, like, wants to go see Suicide Squad is gonna watch, or to see Justice League is gonna watch the Flash TV show.
Right, and would it tie it back? I totally get where you're coming from, but when you look at the tone of the Flash, that's, I think, more of the direction that the DC movie universe needs to go. It's good, it's reasonable, it's campy, it's fun. You know, it's usually a solid story. We don't need to see the deconstruction of characters every single time down to their dark bones. You know, it doesn't need to be as dark. And there have been some dark episodes of The Flash, you know, but there's been splashes of humor. You know, the other thing, I don't really watch Supergirl. Jason, I know you binge watched and went on like a 9 show tear. But, dude, you've got Jor-El in there, right? And he reveals himself at the end. Mm-hmm. And, dude, Jor-El's fucking Martian Manhunter, dude. Perfect way to segue him into the Justice League, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a cameo bit, you know, for a little bit. He doesn't have to be a mainstay in the thing. But, dude, then it gives Supergirl that pop in the ratings, dude. And then if you have that Flash, you know, it's a better brand all around for the CW and for everybody, because there's like that air of familiarity out there. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I wish there was some kind of tie-ins to what we're seeing, even if they did.
An easy tie-in for the Flash one would be this: they take the Flash that's in the movie that you see, and because there's so many alternate universes for the Flash, they could use that character and his costume and stuff and have him be on the TV
As
show
another speedster, yeah.
as another speedster for like a small, like maybe 2 episode arc where it's just like a tie-in to lead into like this Justice League, or maybe the Flash's solo movie. I think that'd actually be really cool if they did stuff like that. It's just hard to see like them taking the smaller characters, put them on the big screen, but I can see the big screen dudes coming down on the little one. That's why I was pissed about the Superman one, dude.
Yeah, dude,
like,
even
use the worldwide Superman.
I totally agree with, like, there's no reason why they can't bring in like fucking Superman, the real Superman, to do that show. Come on, you got this Bush League emo band guy doing it, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. The one show, I think Gotham would actually be almost the easiest for them to do it in, because it's like such a weird dimension. No one really knows where it is. You could easily
Cobblepot, right?
Yeah, have somebody pop in and
What
out
are we
there.
really going to use out of Gotham? You know, Cobblepot. We're already going to have an established Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But you could, definitely get like Mr. Freeze. You could throw the Joker in there. Like, anybody could go in and out. Like, it's such a weird universe. So that would be pretty cool. I really think they should do some little mini-series things, like little one-offs of like some of these characters, instead of doing like a big full-blown movie about Cyborg that nobody really wants. Why not sign a deal with HBO or Showtime and do like 8-episode seasons, see what the fuck
There's
happens.
a rumor Cyborg might not be getting his own show.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't.
Yeah, you know.
But like, if he had his own Netflix show, I'd be like, oh, I'll totally watch that.
Yeah, you know, and these are just like things I was thinking about when I listened to old podcasts and where we're at now and just the upcoming Justice League. Tristan just being a salty dog and all that stuff. And it's like, we get it, dude. You know, Marvel was out there first. Dude, Marvel showed us the template, right? And I liken it to the West Coast offense, right? San Francisco introduced it, right? And they were dominant for years with that. But eventually other teams catch on to the West Coast style offense. And, you know, everybody's running it. And I think DC just needs to catch up to Marvel. It doesn't need to be Marvel, but it needs to have some of the lightheartedness in there that Marvel has. So those are just like some things, and I just want to get everybody's take on like what they thought. Can DC right the ship? And
I actually do think it can. I'm just gonna end with, because like they're going so fast and they're getting so much shit because they're going so fast. But the cool thing about going fast, even though they're doing it kind of terrible, they're not gonna. I don't think they're going to lose fans by doing it, because these movies already have built-in audiences. And if all of a sudden there's a new Suicide Squad announced and we all say it looks like shit, but then the second trailer comes out, or third trailer, and it looks actually really cool, the same people that didn't like Suicide Squad are going to go see that movie no matter what. So It doesn't matter, but we already have all these characters in all these movies, like the Batman, Superman, the Justice League. They're all like established now. And once this Justice movie hits, we can get an Aquaman movie, and no one's going to be like, oh man, they really should have started that movie. It had a solo movie first. No one's going to care, because we already kind of know about that character, and we don't have to have a fucking origin story. And that's going to be the cool part. We get all the origin stories in one fucking movie, and it's the most beautiful thing ever to me. Because I don't need to see Spider-Man's origin story 19 times.
Yeah, you know, and I agree with you 100%. I'm excited for God, I can't think of it. Justice League, because I've been a fan of Justice League. I read the comics of the New 52. I watched the animated series on Cartoon Network. Dude, it was fantastic. I'm kind of bummed that Martian Manhunter Jor-El isn't going to be in it. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. But now that I kind of went off on my tangent to see what everything was going on, let's get back into where we were originally scripted. Let's talk about the big new show that started back up this week. It's either a yay or a nay, I feel, on this one, but Fear the Walking Dead came back this week, mid-season premiere, slightly down, right, versus the last, where it was before, 3.9 million viewers versus 4.4 million viewers on average.
First off, I had, outside of Adapted, I didn't even know the show was coming back. They did a terrible job of promoting this. But I actually forgot it was on. I had it like on my DVR on Monday. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to watch Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is it was tied for the top spot with Rizzoli and Isles, which I don't even know. I think they're a crime duo of girls like combating crime. but
Weird.
let's compare it to the real Walking Dead's, the original mid-season premiere of 13.98 million viewers.
It also was going. The Olympics were like doing a closing ceremony. That's such a dumb idea to bring it back right then.
But even so, if it was the Olympics, they averaged 4.4 million viewers, right? So, dude, but when I saw that the mid-season premiere for The Walking Dead was 13.9 million, I'm like,
oh yeah, this has not picked up the audience.
Yeah, well, they also
Dead
did
yet.
a good job of leaving it on a good cliffhanger. What was the cliffhanger on this one? It wasn't very good. And
there
then
was
also,
the town was burning and Nick is on his own.
Exactly. And then they didn't do a good job of trying to get viewers back with this episode either, dude, if I could be fucking brutally honest, dude.
Right.
I missed an episode to tear the other 2 million down from it.
Man, I really like this episode a lot.
So
but I thought it was terrible as a comeback episode.
Right. As a mid-season?
My question is this: is Fear the Walking Dead really just become The Walking Dead's ugly redheaded stepchild? You know,
it's yeah.
So I mean, it was just like Nick's walking down the street to Tijuana, wide open road. Why didn't they just cut out Nick and put on Rick Grimes on his horse riding down the street like it was in episode 1 of The Walking Dead? Because that's all it was.
Yeah, I think they were trying to draw that parallel to make. I think Nick is becoming bigger.
You know, and it's like this. I thought that Fear the Walking Dead was going to be something different. I thought it really had the chance to be something cool, but it's like, Nick sticks his hand in a car to get water. Check. Nick is in the zombie horde. Check. Zombies overrunning. Check. I mean, and then at the end, you know, it's like, so Nick has found himself essentially another Terminus or Alexandria, you know? What deep, dark secret are we going to find out that this group has that's going to make them the evil baddies of Terminus?
Yeah, dude. It was totally like, oh, man. It's just another
Nick's
normal enclave.
The place where the dead aren't considered monsters.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, honestly, let's just go back and recant. Like, let's find out, honestly, how stupid Nick was. But this says a lot about the show because Nick is obviously the strongest character that they feel to lead back into the whole series with just him. All right? So, let's see. Nick's out walking, stumbles upon the house, makes a fire in the middle of the night in a house with no doors. He wakes up and gets his ass kicked by a woman with a baseball bat, and he can't subdue her. And he leaves his bag behind. He's walking down the middle of the road, sticks his hand in the window with a walker in there, almost getting bit to grab water and a radio. Fucking Nick turns on said radio thinking he's going to get back to the golden oldies station, dude, with some Chuck Berry playing.
I like that he was fiddling with the dial.
Yeah.
Like, I was, like, hoping that, like, something would come up. Obviously, it didn't. But
what would come up? Like
a transmission, like an SOS
if you're out
or something,
there,
you know?
We're with you.
Or like a
Maybe
government...
North Carolina.
Yeah, like a government thing on loop or something, you know? Like someone saying, like, you should come here.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, I feel the way this show goes, that even if it did play something, it would have nothing to do with the next events. It would just be like one of those like, oh shit moments, like there's people out there.
Well, yeah, that's actually all I wanted from that. I was just like, I don't need him to go figure it out. I just want to know that there's more to this world than these fucking guys with their AK-47s rolling up.
And then, true to Walking Dead, right? Group of baddies comes rolling down the road. Idiots don't run into the bushes. They stay frozen behind a car. Radio suddenly decides to kick on. Nick runs, which is good for Nick. All he sees is a wide open expanse of just nothingness. He's clearly lost those guys. He decides to not fucking double back to the road. I'm just going to go out into the great unknown. It kind of brought me back to that movie Into the Wild, dude, where the guy just goes and dies in a bus. But I have flashbacks of.
Would you have not? I would have kept running into the woods, I think.
No, dude, you wait, and then an hour later, you got to head back to where there's cars. There might be supplies. He has.
Oh my god, I would clearly die in the zombie apocalypse.
You are Nick Jr., dude. Nick.
You would die in a bus.
Because I never even once was like, oh my god, why is he not going back to the road? I was like, he's
dude,
gonna keep going and get away from these guys.
He's expending all that energy trying to drink out of the cactus. That's clearly gonna make him sick, dude.
Wait, is it? Again, I saw the cactus, so I was like, oh shit, I would drink from the cactus. You can't do that?
Only certain cactuses, dude, and apparently you, me, and Nick don't fucking know which ones are which.
I thought you just knocked it over like a coconut like he did, and you just pour out all the water and you're good to go, but I kind of thought that was like really realistic.
It depends on the defense mechanism of the cactus that, it could poison you.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'd be dead in a heartbeat.
Then number 10, Nick
if you survived all the fucking zombies in the
Nick decides he's going to take a nap fucking sitting next to his Into the Wild bus, dude.
Why didn't he go inside the bus? That was the one thing
or
that bothered
climb
me.
up on top of it, dude. I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
And then the dogs?
It was sort of an infuriating episode for me. It started out, though, I loved it because I love Jose Gonzalez. And it was a fucking fantastic intro by one of the best artists I've ever seen in my life.
Can we touch on the fucking idiot guys with guns who, dropped his ammo on the ground? Takes 20 minutes. And then, his boys don't even back him up, dude. They're just like...
Yeah. I'm going to pick up these 6 casings when there's fucking 800 walkers, dude. I'm probably like, I'll come back when these idiots have gone.
Yeah,
Jason, or Nick 2.0.
Those were easily the worst deaths I think I've ever seen on The Walking Dead. Because, just awful. Back up. Why would those guys ever be in the situation where they're dead? They've clearly been out here killing zombies before. That made absolutely no sense.
It's like they've been around for a while, so they have some semblance of knowing what to do. And just to get taken out like that, dude,
because they know how to kill him. They killed that living guy in the truck.
He could have pushed the thing. It's not like they all of a sudden were around him. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, no, he had nothing behind. He had literally nothing behind him except hundreds of miles of open land.
Yeah. And then
it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Smoking walkers left and right, dude, and Nick just keeps walking. He doesn't fake like he got hit, dude, and just goes down, dude. Then finally that guy recognizes Nick.
Yeah, the whole time I was like, play dead, play dead, play dead. He's just like, no, I'm just going to keep going. And then...
eventually I'm going to get tagged because it looks like these guys have got a lot of ammo, just not when it's on the ground.
Yeah, it's just
and here's the other thing. If you're the guy with the automatic rifle... Hey, I'm sorry, fellas. Zombie apocalypse comes, dude. You're down on the ground, about to get fucking eaten. I'm like, dude, I'll put one in your head for you. But I ain't jumping in there trying to take guys out and pull the top torso of your body out.
Yeah. Hey, wait until I'm fully turned before you shoot me because I could be faking it. So I could be down there pretending I'm dying or dead.
And then it's so Nick is covered in walker blood, fucking has the biggest gash taken out of his fucking leg by hair fucking German shepherds. And nothing, dude. They're like, oh, in a couple more days, you could have been in some real trouble.
After walking 100 miles and 40 miles with a gashed leg. How do you walk 40 miles with a gashed leg? I couldn't walk 40 miles normal without any water. He had no water.
Yeah, in your fucking Chuck Taylors, dude. You're going to be a walker at that point in time.
Dude, I don't know.
The show's so off the rails in a bad way. I just can't even get into it, man. It was just so hard to try and get into. It was some scenes I would get in, and then
the last
the next
couple episodes were good, I thought.
But... yeah, I thought we were all excited about this. On the comeback, we were most of us saw the trailer and we were like, dude, this trailer looks fucking hot, dude. This is gonna be good. But I'll never understand why they went with a slow tempo episode to kick off the second half of the season.
It needs to go fucking guns blazing, fireworks, action. This should be an episode 10. Or a 9. Just something to catch us back up after all the shit gets crazy. Your mid-season is there for a reason. To get people pumped up and back for it.
I love Nick, but I was watching this, I was like, this is great.
It was a Jason episode.
This is so stupid. Maybe they knew. They were like, you know what, dude? This is going to be a throwaway week. But... because
of the Olympics? I mean... if they
you can't,
push it back.
because you can't do
how
that.
can you plan for it to be a throwaway?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You only have so many episodes.
1 week later.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, man. I was really disappointed.
It's a fucking
Yeah, I
throwaway
mean, it's
show.
like, so overall, like, what do we think of like the Nick alone episode? I mean, were we happy? Obviously, they think Nick is the strongest character. Well, we did have some flashbacks though, that we did find out a little backstory on Nick.
Dude, I love the flashbacks. Like,
Yeah,
I wish
he
there's
was
more
in rehab.
flashbacks.
All right. He looked like he was about to get out. He has a girlfriend in rehab. We find out that Nick's dad dies.
Yeah, his
And
real dad.
he's been dead for probably, it seems like, a little while now.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming his dad and mom must have been divorced, and she's already remarried, because it pops right away to him in the church with his girlfriend shooting up. And at that point in time, we know that his stepdad is the one out looking for Nick the entire time while his mom is at school. So
yeah, that was a weird. I don't really grasp that scene of him and his girlfriend in the church. Like, I knew that he corrupted her, and this is all part of his being like reborn as like obviously like covered in blood, and the rain hits him.
But he's just making this trek for drugs anyways.
Yeah. Right. So like, just... I didn't get if maybe he was like recounting these things as he was making his journey, realizing how terrible decisions he had made in the past,
or how far he's come.
Yeah, and then when the rain hit and washed all the blood away, he was like, "All right, I'm going to be a new man."
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that when he was there with the doctor. They never gave you that redemption moment at the end. So I was like,
I don't
okay.
think he was hunting for drugs. I think he was looking for like antibiotics and shit for that gashed leg.
Yeah, he definitely was.
He was in that pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I went with it, but
because is he going to become like the leader to these people, or like he's clearly going to lead these people to death? Like, that's just how it's.
Yeah, like obviously they see something in him, because he was, you know, they were tracking him. They're like, he can walk with the dead and all this, and so then it leads me to believe, like, following the same old script, we're gonna have, they find salvation in their terminus or Alexandria, right, or the prison. But then there's the wolves are out there, because obviously that other group was not with the people Nick is now with, because they were off on the side watching those guys get killed. So
they're building Nick into a really cool comic book character. Like, he has like almost superpowers at this point, being able to like know fear of the dead, which no one else has, and just like his 9 lives, always escaping these crazy situations. If he were in the comic book, I'd be like, that character is fucking perfect. Which he's the only character so far in the show.
His dialogue sucks, though.
His dialogue does suck a little bit.
It never makes me excited for him. Like, his actions and like what the scenes that he's in, yeah, they're cool. But then when he talks, it's just like there's nothing that gets me behind this character.
I hear you.
Like, I just can't. Everything he does is awesome, dude. I
like he doesn't even like command the, you know, when he's like speaking on stuff like Nick, or who was Rick's best friend that he ended up killing out in the field. Shane. Yeah. Like, Shane, when he talked and when he spoke, you're like, fuck, dude, I'm listening to him.
Yeah, that's
right on, Shane. Let's rally. Let's do this. Let's kill all these walkers in this barn, you know? But that's just, it's not Nick, and he doesn't command that. And to be honest, I really don't know who other than Nick's mom really commands that type of performance, you know? Everybody's meager.
Strand.
Oh, yeah, I guess Strand.
And I think that crazy kid at some point, maybe not this season, but if he lives for a couple of seasons, he's going to be like a governor character, because he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go off the reservation, dude. He's going to go crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the episode, but I hated the placement, so I don't even know how I'm going to score this thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess where do we all feel we are on this episode?
Oh, dude, that's fucking...
On a scale of 1 to 5 golden retriever, or shepherds.
That's just, dude, you can tell already. I'm giving it 2. I'm giving it 2.
Giant turd, huh?
I mean, like we said, dude, worst episode play, and this wasn't a game changer. This episode, I feel like, could be dropped in at any time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, just the backstories, and I mean, yeah, I mean, it, you know, can go, you can't drop it anywhere, but I mean, it didn't need to be that after the mid-season, since it was 90% following him making this lopsided fucking journey for drugs, which still blows my mind that some idiot's going this far for drugs and like doing all this stuff, and like he's lost or whatever, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, so
I'm not into this show.
no, you know what, dude? I'm actually you're not into The Walking Dead in general. So like, if there's a
But,
bad
like-
episode of the B Walking Dead, I could see
Yeah.
why you're like,
Let's just call this the C group, dude.
yeah. I'm actually gonna go with you and give this a 2, because there's a difference between doing a good slow episode of television in The Walking Dead, like
And we've had them.
like
We've
The
had
Walking
good
Dead has
slow
done
episodes.
with they've done them with was it
Who is
with
Big Bear? The Big Bear guy. That you
The
guys
ep-
loved that episode.
yeah the Tyrese episode,
Yeah.
right? Like that was one of my favorite episodes ever, and there's
That was
been
a fantastic episode, man.
beautiful episodes where it's been super slow, but this wasn't beautifully shot. It had so many corny things going on that it like was distracting. The fact that it's the mid-season premiere is insane. It was a bad slow episode, which is kind of, I don't know, it's like a big crime to me. To like, if you're gonna waste an entire episode, it better be fucking magical and have like some amazing directing, some fucking cool things. Just tossing a great Jose Gonzalez song in the beginning of an episode doesn't make it good television. That's just like someone trying to like do a Quentin Tarantino style movie by like copying all of his things and not having any of the finesse to pull it off. It was kind of garbage.
And the annoying thing is too, like they don't have comics or source material that they need to work with. They can go fucking crazy with this show. They can do anything they want, and this is what they
Right.
chose to
It's
do.
just like you have this
Yeah,
free
crazy.
reign to do whatever you want to do with this whole thing, and it's like you had your chance to reel us in. Like, really, what competition did you have other than the closing ceremonies of the Olympics to just bring us back, wow us, get us back, and make us forget about all the other mid fucking season shows that are coming back? You know, I love Jose Gonzalez, and dude, when I saw that, I was just like, here we go, man. This is gonna-
Actually, that first I was like, all right, dude, they're gonna do this proper, but it just turned out to be them just doing some cliche filmmaking techniques.
And then
It was terrible.
Then I was pissed because I feel like I got punked, you know.
Yeah,
You got Rick rolled.
I did. I got
Nick rolled.
and I really wanted to like this episode.
Where's
you know?
Amy?
I thought it ended pretty good. So to get this, just one, and we've said it before here on Adapted, man. It's like when they go off and do all these one-person episodes, man, it just takes away from like the chemistry of the whole show. So I'm going to agree with you guys. I'm 2 German Shepherds on this. I was paddling around with 3 German Shepherds, but you know what? Just all the stupid mistakes Nick made, just the whole trying to be like Nick walking down the road, which is like Rick being on the horse, all that stuff. You have no lineage or comic book that you have to kind of adhere to. This is just wide open expanse for you to do what you want to do, and I feel like you're not trying. You know, you're just living on your laurels of The Walking Dead. All right, and it's not enough. You know, the 3.9 million viewers tied with Rizzoli and Isles, which I've never even heard of or seen, dude. That doesn't bode well for you on a show that's averaging in the 12 to 13 million average viewers. I think you really need to be thinking you're sitting at the round table, right? And everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck are we going to do here, fellas? We're about to fuck up the real deal, The Walking Dead, by having this shit-ass Fear the Walking Dead. So
Yeah, I hear you.
we got nothing but places to go up. So here's hoping to not having a Arrow or Supergirl moment, and we just say, fuck Fear the Walking Dead.
I think they can write the strip. They have solid characters that we didn't get to see, and I think, like you said, when they're all together, they can do some pretty cool things. I just want to see like them together. I want to see Strand again doing some cool shit.
Yeah, put the posse back together, dude, and we'll see what happens. We got 7 more episodes.
Give me to Mexico City. Give me somewhere interesting.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to happen, but... So let's take a switch over from The Walking Dead into a little bit of the Flintstones, dude. Some comic books. This is going to be quite a turn from dark and dreariness of Fear the Walking Dead to just,
I don't know, man.
Slapstick.
This was pretty depressing. This was a pretty
Yeah.
depressing comic, actually.
This was, dude. This is like pretty much a depressing look at our current state of affairs in the world.
dude, that's totally, I think that's what made it sad, because as I was reading it, I was like, Dude, this is so fucking true.
It's so funny when I read that first episode or issue, and I was like, you guys, this is just actually really good. We should read it. I never thought it was going to be something we were all be like, oh yeah, we need to read this every issue. And I think this weird take on consumerism in the fucking Stone Age is just brilliant. It was crazy.
Yeah. And you know, at first I was kind of like, I don't really know how I feel about it when I was reading the comic. So for those of you who haven't read the comic, it's essentially Flintstones and the Rebels are in basically the 21st century. There's the introduction of the mall and all of the stuff that we all feel we need to have, but in the end, we really don't need at all. So Fred and Wilma go to the mall, and they start picking up the can opener, which I thought was pretty.
Everything is so great. The can opener,
the whole thing with
the dishwasher
the dishwasher.
They only did that because what is that? Barney had that flat screen giant TV and fucking. He's like, shit, dude, I'm getting outdone by this little schmuck. I need to go get some beer,
it was
dude.
funny because it kind of went into like when we kind of went into cable and it started becoming. They had remnants of Anchorman 2. You know, we're getting into the world of 24-hour news. They're getting into it, dude. They don't really know what the fuck they're doing.
It was pretty great when the kid's head was smashed or whatever, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess we don't know. We don't know what we're doing yet."
We should have shown that.
Yeah.
We really don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're still kind of new at this.
Yeah, that was really rad.
Everyone's buying things they don't need. It's called crap.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny. He gets the goats, and then who's Fred's daughter? She's like in the music store. She's listening to rap. He's like,
Pebble.
What is this? Fred's out in the backyard with the Power Goat 3000 cutting the grass.
I just had visions of you just doing your fucking yard work with that big goat. It was pretty great.
You know, and then it's not even, what's even worse is we don't just deal with the evil enemy that is consumerism. We get introduced to our first introduction of religion.
That was the part that threw me off. I was like, dude, they are just going all in on this issue. Like, we're tackling a lot of different subjects here. And like, they hit religion like head on.
False gods is essentially what they were hedging on here. With Morp, who was the bird, and the other guy who ended up being a vacuum cleaner. They're like, now we have the invisible god, and we'll just call him like Gus or whatever they said.
Wait, wasn't it Peaches the elephant?
Yeah, Peaches the elephant, which turned out to be a vacuum cleaner.
Our god is a vacuum cleaner.
Which was like a little like, you know, heavy-handed, but it still was pretty great when you fucking realized it.
Like Wilma and Pebbles, they're leaving Fred. They're like, we're going to the mall. We're going to go shopping. Stay home and relax. But Fred's like, I don't have to do anything, dude. I've got like all of these modern conveniences that make everything great. And I thought the best was, you know, then Fred goes to the Moose Lodge or whatever it is, the veteran, the VA back then. And he's talking to Barney. He's like, dude, I'm a broke joke, man. I don't want to look like I'm a nobody, a loser. I can't afford all these things that Wilma wants. You know, what am I going to do? And this guy's like, essentially like the fucking weed dealer. It's like, dude, I got these things called vitamins. People need vitamins. Go out and sell them. So Fred gets caught in this fucking Ponzi scheme, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go out and sling vitamins, you know, and he's meeting with the Slick Rick, dude, and he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go out there and start pounding the pavement. He's like, Fred's chasing the American dream, right? Like, if hard work and dedication, dude, and you're gonna get everything you want. Barney's like, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna go home and watch my TV, dude. And
actually, no, Barney was like, I'm going to whore out my kid to sell these vitamins. Because Fred is like, I'm going to do this the easy. Like, I'm going to do this like on the straight and narrow. I'm going to go door to door. I'm going to sell it. Hopefully hit a hippie, which he hits. The hippie's like, I'll take a fucking
like, let's go take 2 of these, dude, and take a bath. Dude. Fuck yeah, dude. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it was so good.
So, yeah, so then Barney whores out fucking Bam Bam lifting cars, dude. Barney's...
Who wouldn't want those, dude? They can make me lift cars? Shit.
Barney's breaking records with everything he's selling. Fred's like, fuck it, dude. I'm done selling vitamins. Nobody needs vitamins.
has a mental breakdown, essentially.
He does. He's in a dark place, dude, with his garbage disposal and all that.
His bird brushing his teeth, dude. All he wants to do is take a poop.
And that was funny because the can opener, when he goes to buy it, it's like, make sure to clean the bird's teeth. And the bird's sitting there brushing his teeth, and Fred's like, can I get a fucking minute here, please?
Just need to take a poop, man. Just let me.
And then I like when they're like, when he goes to return everything, and like, we're gonna recycle it. He's like, by the way, I need to pick up some appliance food. And they take the fucking grass chopper 3000, murder it, dude, and give it back to him.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure that they just murdered that thing and threw it back in a bag. And
then they're like, here, we can't resell it, so we're gonna recycle it. And it was like the octopus, the dishwasher only had 7 arms instead of 8. He's like, I bought it like that. But then we find out that, he confesses to Wilma, like, hey, I am a failure. And she's like, we don't need these materialistic things. I just need the person who loves me. So she's like, we don't need all this. Let's take it back, And then, so Fred's taking it back. Obviously, the 7-armed octopus. The goat becomes fucking appliance food. And lo and behold, he won't give him a refund for the 7-armed octopus. So he's like, we're going to give you a store credit. He's like, I don't want a store credit. And he's like, all right. And he happens to see who in a cage behind the counter.
The last dinosaur.
Beat down dinosaur in a cage.
Fucking Dino, dude. And he's like, what does he do? He goes, nothing. And Fred's like, I'll take him. And I'm like, Dino.
It was a really cool looking Dino, though, too.
He doesn't know how much shit that Dino is going to give him, dude.
No, it's cool because his tail was wrapped all around the cage and stuff. When he's out, he's just going to be just breaking shit left and right. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, Fred's had a mental breakdown. We've touched on corruption of consumerism. We're dabbling in false gods and religion. Definitely not where I expected to see this cartoon go. But at the end, I will say, at work, when I had this, after I read it, I leaned back in my chair and I was like, fuck, dude. That comic really hits home, dude. I mean, this is a perfect embodiment of where we're at in life.
Did you start cleaning off your desk and getting rid of all the nonsense you didn't need?
I was like, I do not need
the TV off the wall.
You know what? I don't need Netflix at work.
I do not need all these write-ups. Yeah, I probably do need those write-ups.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a great comic.
This is my favorite comic right now. I love this thing so much.
I mean, so where are you at, Jason? How many Dinos are we at?
I'm actually going to give this 5 Dinos. There wasn't a single pain in this that I wasn't the religion stuff was a little bit too long, but it made sense. And I don't know.
It was funny, I thought, where it was, because they're just really coming up with nothing out of nowhere. At least with the bird, I thought it was funny because they worshipped the bird because it flew south for the winter, flew north for the summer, and they're like, he loves us, he takes care of us, he stops off and shows us where to drink. Well, dude, the bird just needs to fucking stop and get something to drink too, dude. So that's what in this world of where we're at with Islamophobia and all this stuff, I thought this shit really kind of fucking hits home. This is a really brazen comic with where we are, in society, with all the stuff that we have, iPhones, all of our laptops, our Xboxes. It's going to be interesting to see if they dabble in with how connected we are as a society now, right? When you go out and eat, everybody's on their fucking phones and you're all just sitting there. And you're like, why the fuck did I go out to eat with everybody when I could have just texted you guys from my couch, instead of texting across the table?
That's my fear on where this comic is going to go. It's all good and fun for a couple of comics, and then if I have to read this comic to learn a lesson about my culture and my life and the world, I don't know. I'm in it for an enjoyable good time. I don't know if I'm necessarily in it to be force fed a lesson on what's going on around me. And maybe it's something I enjoy, and now I got to read a comic that's just going to completely bash it or obliterate it.
Right, and I understand where you're coming from. I don't know that was force feeding me a lesson, but giving me more of a realization of.
No, this one was great, dude. I give it a 5, but I'm just afraid down the road, dude. We got like what 10, 15 more comics presumably coming.
Right.
I don't want a Sunday morning comics lesson every single time.
Yeah, like I don't feel like the first one gave us a lesson though.
No,
so
the first one was great. Dude.
I think this was just like it just hit home so hard maybe that it felt like it was a little bit lessony.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying though. I don't need an episode of Full House every time I read a comic book. Like it doesn't have to come full circle, and it really didn't. I guess it did at the end, like 100%, but still.
They did a good job of continuing the storyline and getting Dino involved now, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, now who doesn't want to read the next one?
Yeah, now I gotta see what the hell this little critter's up to.
I gotta see what happens to Dino and what kind of fucking mayhem he runs. So I'm with you guys, dude. I give it 5 Dinos, dude. It was a highlight of my day. I thought it was great, dude. It had me laughing at the same time. It had me in deep thought, dude. So yeah, hats off to the Flintstones, man. Keep up the good work.
Who would have thought?
Which switches us over to a slightly darker comic when we go with Steve Rogers' Captain America 4. A little bit more different of a tone than, say, the Flintstones. We see... I actually had a couple of the Captain Americas. I had 2 comics, so I read 2 of them back to back to kind of get caught up. And it's like, where you read off at the end of the one where we think, oh my God, Steve Rogers is just like, it's been a plant this whole time and all this. Well, we find out he's been being brainwashed, and I think that we're going to find out that the little girl is really what is controlling Steve Rogers. But we find out that Zemo thinks he's really running the show, leads the revolt to get all the henchmen together and team up and take over, get Hydra back on its feet and in the direction that it's supposed to be going. But little do we know, Captain America has some different plans, right?
He's got a doctor in his pocket, dude.
Yeah, Captain America's out of control right now.
Yeah, this is like, it's a crazy Captain America. Like, we see he meets up with Zemo, and hey, him and his band are gonna break this whole thing up. Zemo causes a distraction. He's like, fight for me while I escape, dude. Steve Rogers jumps up there, fights Zemo. They talk about everything. Steve Rogers, I feel like, has fallen out of a plane on several occasions, dude, without a parachute, like in the Marvel movies, Tristan, and been all right. But there we see Captain America hanging at the bottom of the jet, ready to fall out, and Zemo's ready to finish him off. And I'm like, how is he going to kill Captain America? Like, he's just going to fall and be like, ugh, that sucked, but here we are. And Zemo gets knocked out by one of, what was his name? His Captain America sidekick, the guy.
Bucky?
No, the guy Captain America ends up killing, dude.
You're all over the map, man.
Yeah, what issue are you in right now?
Yeah,
are you in issue 4 or 3?
I'm on issue 4, and I think
I'm in
you're
issue
on
4.
I don't remember him hanging out of an airplane on that, and I thought I read it really well.
He fought Ghost Skull.
He fought the bear. He fought the monkeys. He killed the monkeys in issue 4.
Yeah, he killed the monkeys.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
Ghost Skull. I was in issue 3. I read them back to back. I'm sorry.
I was like, what the fuck?
And then Ghost Skull like sizzled off his arm and his leg on the wall.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, dude, what kind of craziness is this, dude? And he's like, I just need this one arm to be able to take over the whole plant. We find out really that he's trying to get the doctor to help him get Hydra back where we are, not just a bunch of people who are going to strap bombs to themselves, like that we're smart, we're unified, we're looking at bigger things than just causing mayhem and everything like that.
He wants it. He wants to be a full-on force a la...
Yeah.
Good old Hitler.
Yeah, and so then, we go on to find out that what's-her-name actually killed Captain America's husband or dad in the past episode. Dude, that lady kills Steve Rogers' mom, dude, in the hotel, and they grab little Steve. The flying apes that Captain America just murders, dude, everywhere.
I didn't like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't either, dude. Dude, taking arms off. The director, I don't really know how I feel about her. Is she trying to be Nick Furious?
Yes.
Or
there's just so much shit going on in this comic that I couldn't focus.
yeah, it was a really hard comic to follow along to, because then we have
it's like there's a trial. There's these other superheroes fighting in space. Here's the bad guy. It's like, dude. Bucky's here.
Up to talk to the director, and then he's like, "I'm going to actually be the one prosecuting you," and then they're in front of the Senate committee and everything like that. Then we find out I thought it was kind of like a Star Wars-esque type thing when Steve Rogers was down kneeling before like the hologram of God, what's his overlord's name? I can't think of it now. The
Red Skull?
Yeah, Red Skull. And all this, and come to find out, Captain America really has got a different game plan, dude. He's like really like, hey, I don't like where Red Skull's going with this whole thing, dude. Doctor, you need to get on my team so that we can kill the Red Skull.
I like that twist. That was the only part of the issue that I think I really enjoyed.
And I think, are we going to find out that this is because obviously the little girls can mind controlling, or like gave him false memories and kind of controlling him. Do you think that she's implanting these things in his brain because she's upset with Red Skull right now? And like, so she's going to start turning Captain America against them. And then, obviously Captain America is, figure his shit out, dude. He's going to go back to normal by the end of the series.
Yeah,
but
he's going to like take over Hydra, kill Red Skull, and then figure out that, oh my God, I'm the leader of this is bad, and then kill Hydra for good.
Right.
And then
take them out from the inside.
And then it'll all be for nothing.
Yeah, and we were really introduced to like a ton of characters, and I didn't realize that before I emailed everybody. I was like, we should really cover Captain America. I feel like we probably needed some of Tristan's extensive background.
Dude, I was reading through this thing, and I was like, I need another like 2 days to dissect
I was
this.
Looking people up, like, who is this? I was trying to figure out who the blonde-haired girl was, how the girl who I think is dating Captain and all that stuff. And
was this a fucking George R. Martin novel, dude? It was like 100 pages long.
Yeah,
and I was going through it. I was like, who was the girl that was like floating in the air, getting the power?
I don't know.
And all that.
This is the worst comic review in the history of the world. We're like, I don't know. It was a girl with she had a bracer, I think. I don't know.
Captain America killed some monkeys and won a court order.
2 stars.
2 fucking stars.
Shouldn't have killed the monkeys.
Yeah, I give this like about 1 monkey. I actually was like flipping back a couple pages to reread because I'm like, did I fucking miss something? And the whole time I was going through this, I was like, there's so much writing. I bet you Chad's read 1/8 of it.
He's like pictures.
He's just like looking at pictures.
Just constantly flipping it. Like, yeah, I get it. This makes sense.
Reads every 5th bubble.
Red Skull bad. Yeah, so yeah, we botched that.
Yeah, that's to all of our loyal adapted listeners, I'm not worthy.
We'll be back next week.
I'm not worthy of introducing this Captain America 4. I thought I was being really proactive, and I was going to show Tristan how brainy and smart we were. Be like, haha, fuck you. But this laughs on us. You're welcome, Tristan. We're not worthy. All right.
We got to stick to the Flintstones.
Yeah, if Flintstones, some shit like that, dude, we're good to go.
I'm still going to give it a 3, regardless, because I bought, I got it in my hand. Even though I don't know what's going on, you should be able to cater to me. You shouldn't make everything all like this hidden, and I need to know the history of it.
I'll give it a 3 too.
Yeah,
there was just so much going on that it was like
it 3 dead monkeys.
Yeah, like you don't fucking kill a monkey.
3 shields because there were a couple zingy zangers in there when he threw the shield, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like when the robot was searching through like the rubble and all that stuff, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Character has a fucking name, Swenor.
Yeah, I know.
That guy.
What about the dinosaur too?
So overall, Tristan, in your beloved land of Marvel, We have failed.
For the last time.
And for that, we truly apologize. All right. So that covers all that. Let's hop into some news for the week. Something that I just threw in there because I had heard it today is, dude, there's going to be another Batman animated short, dude. Return of the Caped Crusader that is going to bring back all of the original characters from the Batman series as the original voices. We have Adam West and all that.
Really weird.
Yeah, dude. I think it's pretty cool, man. It's they have a clip that you can see, like a little preview and stuff like that. And it sparked my interest, man. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm an old school nostalgia Batman fan from when I was really little. And it was in reruns and stuff like that. So I think this is a nice little nod to like the nostalgia and the people who back in the day when there was 3 channels, dude, and Batman was up against its greatest time slot rival. Does anybody know what it was?
MASH?
Gunsmoke.
No. Lost in
Space.
Yep.
Huh, who knew?
Yeah.
Even I knew as a kid that show was like cheesy in a bad way. Like even as a kid, I couldn't appreciate it.
I know that is because I was flipping through and there was like an old rerun of Lost in Space on, and I watched it and I was like, man, back in the day, dude, this was cutting edge.
It's weird to go back.
It like as if I would watch an old episode of Gilligan's Island.
Hey, let's be honest though. Some of those fucking costumes on that Batman show are better than some of the shit we see nowadays too. So
that is entirely true. I guess we'll have to say that, dude. I like the animation that they showed for this. I thought it was really cool. Like I wish they would have done the Killing Joke in that style because it was really strong.
I just started watching the Batman the Animated Series from '92, dude. I never saw it.
Oh, that's good
dude,
stuff.
It's actually pretty good.
The animation's really good in it.
It was on, God, what was it? Boomerang? That old Cartoon Network?
Weird. I never watched that show or that channel.
It was pretty well. It was just because that was the channel that Justice League was on, and then that Batman was on. Right
Dude,
now.
you know what show you should check out is Animaniacs on Netflix because that show is insane that it holds up.
Yeah, it's so good still.
It's crazy how dirty that show is. Like that the pilot episode is like, whoa. Like the guy's like doing whoa nurse things. There's like boobs everywhere. They're making like all these raunchy jokes. I was like, dude, we were watching this as kids, dude. That would not fly these days.
They jiggle and they wiggle.
Yeah, like the whole thing is you're just watching like.
Dude, now I have that song in my head.
Oh, sorry.
Addams Family.
Either way, it's interesting that they're using the old voice actors.
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool,
like
man.
a nod back to nostalgia. I think it's pretty cool. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Then moving on, a movie that is near and dear to my heart that holds all of my childhood in its hand. I put it as in one of the top 10 movies of all time.
A Land Before Time?
Great movie. No.
Back to the Future?
Lost Boys.
Really?
Yes.
Do you guys know that I've never seen that movie?
Hey, I haven't either.
Yes.
You what?
Never
I've
seen
never
that.
seen it. Yeah.
Should
Take a
I
moment
just
of
delete this
silence.
We were
podcast?
checking out episode 90 of Adapted. A bloodbath ensues Captain America style.
All of a sudden, just like the audio just goes beep.
Yeah, I don't know why I never saw. You know what? I think it came out like I was too young to watch it. Right? Probably.
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
you guys
give
have
a
to do
shit.
this one thing. You guys have to watch Lost Boys sometime between now and next Adapted, and we will veto Tristan, and we're going to discuss Lost Boys.
All right. I mean, you're the boss right now, so technically you can make rules.
Yeah, sorry, Tristan. So originally when I heard about this, I thought, God, this is going to be fucking horrific. Dude, just another butchering of The Lost Boys, of a great staple movie. You know, it's like, let's just count down the number of movies that have just been great, iconic movies that have just been slaughtered in remakes and stuff like that. But
Because this had some sequels, I remember.
yeah, well, let's just put it this way. Lost Boys 2 would be probably on par with Ghostbusters 2. Something we don't like to think about. We just acknowledge that it's there.
All right.
Dude, what's up with dude the WBTV, dude, and like coming out like they have Training Day, like all these movies, the TV shows, Training Day, Lethal Weapon, dude, Frequency, Rush Hour. I didn't know these were all TV shows that are coming out, dude. So Lost Boys kind of just falls in line with it. Vampire Diaries, Lost Boys, Archie, and you know, Supergirl.
Can we get the new Flintstones?
Yeah, let's get
something I'm into. So you think this is gonna be good? You think this is gonna be good?
At first I thought it was gonna be bad, but I think it has potential. They're gonna kind of follow along in
Buffy.
No, like hopefully it's gonna be more Flash-esque, like in the quality of writing and stuff like that. But they're gonna follow along after the original movie and kind of where the guys went, how they took care of everything. I don't have a lot of expectations for it.
Weird that it's a CW show that's not going to center around teenagers. It's going to be focused on adults?
Well, they are teenagers in the show.
Oh, so it's just going to pick up right after.
Yeah, right after where the movie left off. Yeah. So, yeah. It's going to be set in San Francisco during the Summer of Love, 1967. And then each season is going to be a decade.
Oh, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, so...
Because then you could see them grow. But they don't grow because they're vampires, right? They're always the same age.
Well, no, they're not vampires. Only one of them is a vampire. But we'll discuss that next week.
After I watch the movie. Dude, you love homework, dude.
I do love homework. Also, one of my favorite directors, another one of my favorite TV, or one of my favorite movies, Mallrats. Tell me you guys have seen Mallrats.
I've seen Mallrats.
Okay.
I shall remain silent.
I'm assuming you've had to see it, right?
I've seen bits and pieces. Yeah. I've never actually sat there and watched the whole movie front to back without interruption. I've just
I saw it when it first came out at video and Blockbuster. And it was like under the new releases, and I was like, whatever, dude. I liked Clerks, so we'll give it a try. Well, dude, turns out that Kevin Smith successfully pitched it to Universal Studios. That there's going to be possibly a Mallrats TV series that continues on with the life of Jay and Silent Bob and Brody and gang, dude.
Are they going to be casting?
He just goes back to the well over and over
again. Dude. Do you think he's insisting that it's him and his boys, or do you think
I don't really know how it'll be. It'll be interesting, but he did say it's going to be on one of the big five: Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, HBO, or Showtime.
They could easily do like a gang of dudes, you know, a couple of dudes, and they're the Mallrats, and like, you know, or two characters that aren't the same names as Jay and Silent Bob, and kind of just do a shtick.
Is Mallrats even like a thing anymore? Like, do kids even go to the mall?
Cult following.
Like I just meant like kids going to a mall.
Oh no, I think the death of the mall is imminent.
Is that what this is centering around?
I'm not really
because I think that might actually work for Kevin Smith, because like it's just like slow and there's these kids like with nothing to do at a mall because it's dying, and then you get some interesting conversations
and doing all that stuff, and
it's just gonna be people online shopping in their fucking bedroom. That's pretty much the way this is going.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I loved Mallrats. I saw it like on a whim. I had no expectations of it, dude. I laughed my ass off. I've seen it probably 15 times. I can recite most of it.
15 is a lot.
It is. I love that movie. Anytime it's on, I always see it.
I think that's more than I've watched The Dark Knight.
Really? Another bit of news from my childhood, dude. Star Wars pop-up restaurant going up in LA for 2 weeks only. They're not announcing where it's going to be in LA, but it's going to be the Cantina Bar from Star Wars, recreated almost in its entirety, and they are advising people, Chad, to come in costume and role play.
Dude,
you should go.
Here's the reality of this pop-up
bar. Highly encouraged.
Word gets out, 10,000 people show up, 25 people get in, everyone's bitching and complaining and whining. It'll be a fun time if you're in there, but there's gonna be a lot of salty motherfuckers, dude. It's gonna be a cause for concern. I'm just gonna say, dude. It's gonna
granted, it's going to be like the hottest thing ever, but it's just a pop-up, dude, and it's 2 weeks and gone, dude.
But the second it pops up, dude, it's going to be...
Yeah, and you know, it's like they're going to recreate the entire Cantina bar. So it's like, obviously, a lot of time and effort is going to go into this for 2 weeks. So that just goes to show how much fucking money they plan on making hand over fist.
Swenor, you know what you need to do, man? You need one big romp in the woods, dude. You need one more big crazy adventure. And I think that's it.
Wild, hey,
dude, last minute, just fly out to LA.
Crazy night out.
You fly out to LA, dude, get in the cantina, dude. It'll be your dream come true, baby.
The cantina would be... do you guys remember the Star Trek bar in Vegas? Like, that was pretty cool.
I remember you telling me about it.
I remember having the James T. Kirk that was meant to be drank by 6 people, and I drank it by myself. Thank you very much. The thing came fucking with lightning bolts firing from a disc below it, dude, with
and
like
smoke.
dry ice foaming smoke coming out of it.
If they could recreate that experience, which was awesome, that'd be pretty cool in the Star Wars thing.
I'm excited for this, dude.
Yeah, I have high faith.
So
is it like a prelude to the Disney one that they're creating?
I think so.
I would imagine.
Like a sample, dude. It's probably gonna be like a little sampler, and it's probably gonna help them statistically, maybe, on what to expect to the Disney one. So maybe they are doing this for research purposes and not just, you know, as a cash grab.
It'll be interesting to see just like how crazy people get with their costumes and stuff to go into this. But my question is, how many slave Leias are gonna show up? Just trampy hoes.
Too fucking many. I want to see a Jabba the fucking Hutt, dude. That's what
I want to see a trampy Jabba the Hutt. Actually,
yeah.
A little sexy Jabba.
And then going back to where we were with The Walking Dead, right? Walking Dead released 30-second teasers of everybody that could possibly be Negan's victim, trumping us back
to the best season finale in forever, because everyone's going to be talking about that motherfucker if it doesn't
most leak. Controversial. I went through and watched them all. They're 30 seconds. They're just black and white flashbacks, recaps of kind of where the character has been. But like Jason said, it was really weird to see the Fox logo on it.
I thought that was awesome. It was interesting. Another like a major network creating a promo for a show was surprising.
Right. So it makes me excited for The Walking Dead to come back, to really just so my seething anger and hate for that season finale comes back. And then wrapping up the news, Jason's favorite character coming back.
Oh, fucking Superman, dude.
Possible black suit teased to us for Justice League.
I'm okay with that Superman because I like the bearded Superman in the comic. I think he's kind of cool looking.
Right.
So I can get behind that, and I like the look of that. They're going bearded Superman, but just because you toss a beard on a guy doesn't make him awesome.
I know.
Like that guy.
I don't mind the Superman as much as Jason obviously does, but I think it's a great nod back to the comics and the black suits. So it's obviously we know Superman's going to come back in Justice League. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Wait, Superman's not dead?
He is dead.
He'll be alive, though. He's not.
But he's going to come back.
All right, resurrection in the black
and his suit got burned in the fire and the rubble, so they had to make it black.
Everybody loves a comeback.
Everybody does. Like, every time I see this guy, I'm disappointed by how terrible of a fucking actor this guy is. So maybe he can turn it around this time.
And you know, it's like I debate. I'm like, is he a terrible actor or what? Because what was the spy movie he was in? I thought he actually did a good movie.
It's the Superman gimmick, dude. Go back in the fucking day. Superman has been an idiot the entire
Superman. I don't think he's a bad actor as Superman. I just think they need to make some revamps to the Superman character.
Yeah, Superman is like fucking a 1940s character that has had no character development. So this is their opportunity to like rebrand Superman and make him something cool.
He needs to stop just standing there and just delivering slow one-liners. Just be a normal fucking alien and just like...
Yeah, that's the best. Just be a normal alien.
He needs to have interaction like with the rest of the people and be like a likable fucking character instead of like this dark
Yeah,
Like,
just be cool, Superman. Just be
Yeah,
like
it's
someone
like-
that people want to rally behind. Like, be like a
Yeah.
football coach or something. I don't know.
I
just
hate
like,
to make a Marvel comparison, but for character wise, if we're looking at movies and like how he should be portrayed, I really think a Captain America character would fit Superman, like that type of person where he's
still
very
fish out of water, but kind of funny and kind of like
Yeah.
still keeps it current.
Yeah.
and still a little
He doesn't
serious.
need to be like an Iron. He doesn't need to be Iron Man. You know what I'm
No.
saying? I would even settle for a Thor, dude. I think Thor is like a nice middle of the line kind of character for Superman.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
So, well, kids, thanks for joining us this week on episode 90 of Adapted with me, Chad, and Jason. Join us next week for episode 91, the countdown to 100, where we'll go over Fear the Walking Dead. Hopefully they make a redeemer and a redemption to come back. And a bunch of other fantastic news and comics that we'll be reviewing for you next week. Thanks, Jason, Chad.
See you guys
You
next
did
week.
a good
job. You did a good job.
I promise to watch The Lost, boys.
And Lost Boys review next
All right.
on Adapted.
All right.
91. Countdown to 100.